Both Democrats and Republicans were together in the Rules Committee today to discuss how the impeachment inquiry that Republicans are launching into President Biden is going to go down, what the rules will be for the inquiry. Now, James P. McGovern, a Democrat from Massachusetts, does a fantastic job in this next clip of clearly explaining how the Republican inquiry is a complete and utter disgrace, a political stunt designed to appease Donald Trump, who is upset that he was impeached twice, more times than he was elected. Now, this clip is really important because this is all Republicans have to run on. This made-up scandal about President Biden and his business dealings abroad, because they have nothing to show for their time as the majority in the House of Representatives, and their party's platform is completely vacant of anything that would help the American people get by day to day. So this is going to be something that we're going to hear a lot about over the next year until the 2024 election, because it is simply designed to try to hurt Biden's chances of being reelected and to try to get Donald Trump back in the White House. What James P. McGovern says here is of almost a national emergency, because we have a party who wants to undo our democracy. They do not want Democrats in power ever again, and they have proven time and time again that they will break the law in order to make that happen, whether that was Donald Trump trying to bribe Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine to launch a bogus investigation into President Biden to hurt his chances in the 2020 election, or Donald Trump and the Republicans who tried to organize a coup attempt on January 6th, and now this bogus impeachment scandal. So this is what we're going to hear about for the next year, but clips like this are so important because they clearly explain away this quote-unquote awful, offensive, rotten, pathetic joke that is a colossal waste of time. If you agree with James P. McGovern here, please like this video and share it with your friends so that they're aware of what Republicans are trying to do. Thanks for watching. My name is Brendan Plank. Enjoy the clip.
But this is a very, very sad day for this committee and for this institution and for this country. This impeachment sham is, to put it bluntly, an extreme political stunt. It has no credibility, no legitimacy, and no integrity. It's a distraction to draw our attention away from House Republicans' do-nothing Congress that has failed to pass any meaningful laws to help the American people. And it's a shocking weaponization of the impeachment process by MAGA extremists who are dead set on doing anything and everything they can to help elect Donald Trump. You know, when I was chairman of this committee, Donald Trump was impeached twice. Both times I took it very seriously. His first impeachment was because he tried to blackmail a foreign leader into digging up dirt on then-candidate Joe Biden. He wanted to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. His second impeachment, the most bipartisan in history, was because he tried to overturn the election by sending a violent mob here to the Capitol to stop us from certifying Joe Biden's victory, as the Constitution requires us to do. He wanted to stop Biden from taking office. Thankfully, he failed. But now Republicans are back at it again, trying to hurt Joe Biden, this time by abusing and weaponizing the impeachment process itself. All of this is happening because House Republican leaders refuse to abide by the election results. They're upset Trump lost. He's upset he lost. Some of them still don't even believe he lost. Many of them are upset that the insurrection didn't succeed on January 6th. And today, they want to finish the job. And what's left in the toolbox? An impeachment stunt they want to hang around Joe Biden's neck to tarnish him as he heads into the next election. They think it will muddy the waters and confuse people who know in their gut that Trump is a criminal and Joe Biden is an honest, decent man. Let me tell Republicans right now, you will fail. Because the simple truth is your whole so-called investigation is built on a lie. Republicans began this ludicrous exercise the second they took control of this House of Representatives, the very second they took control. And it's been a big, colossal waste of time ever since. It's been a pathetic joke. Not a single witness, not a shred of evidence that says Joe Biden did anything wrong. Every single Republican allegation has been debunked and discredited and disproven. Their own legal experts say there's not enough evidence to impeach. Their blistering bombshell key witness, he turned out to be a Chinese spy. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Their own speaker, Republican Mike Johnson, said just a few weeks ago that there's insufficient evidence to even initiate formal impeachment proceedings. Their own members, a Republican on the House Oversight Committee, was asked 2 weeks ago on Fox News, have you uncovered any wrongdoing by President Biden? She said, and I quote, the short answer is no. So Republicans have spent a year looking for dirt on Joe Biden, a year trying to make their bogus allegations stick, and at the end of it all, they have found nothing, no wrongdoing. So what is this about then? I think the answer is obvious. Republicans want to distract from their own ineffectiveness and incompetence, and they want to do everything and anything to help Donald Trump win the next election. The far-right MAGA extremists are in charge of the House of Representatives. They have neutered all the moderate Republicans and obliterated bipartisanship. And they want to cover up their own failure with this ridiculous political stunt. Donald Trump says jump. The MAGA extremists say how high. Donald Trump asked them to impeach Joe Biden, and here we are. They broke the law trying to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. They broke the law trying to violently overturn the election to prevent Joe Biden from taking office. And now they are waging this extreme political stunt by abusing and weaponizing the impeachment process. They tried to overturn the election on January 6th, and now they want to finish the job. And today, Democrats on the Rules Committee will make a simple case to the American people. First, that Joe Biden is a man of decency and integrity who respects the law, and this impeachment charade is an extreme political stunt designed to help Donald Trump win. Second, that every absurd Republican allegation against Joe Biden has been debunked. Third, that despite this fraudulent process, Republicans have received extraordinary cooperation from the White House. And fourth, that Republicans are doing this because they are focused on the wrong priorities and want to distract from their total failure to get anything done. And when this is all over, I am confident that the American people will overwhelmingly agree that this whole impeachment stunt is a national disgrace, designed to distract from their own incompetence and to help Donald Trump, a twice-impeached ex-president who's been indicted more times than he's been elected. I'm confident that they will see that this is about vengeance, retaliation, and distraction. Those on the far right of the Republican Party have nothing to show for their time and power. They have never accepted that Joe Biden won. Obviously, they have contempt for the American people, and they are once again trying to overturn the election. They are willing to do anything and everything to get their way. Our democracy be damned. And my so-called moderate colleagues on the other side of the aisle are unwilling or unable to say enough is enough to those who are dead set on pursuing this extreme nonsense. There is no comparison between the honesty and integrity of President Joe Biden and the dishonesty and lawlessness of Donald Trump. President Biden is a decent man, an honorable man. He follows the law and cares about upholding his oath of office. President Biden has dedicated his entire career to public service, a great personal cost to himself and to his family. President Biden has rebuilt our standing on the world stage. He has overseen the strongest job growth in American history. He has passed one of the most ambitious legislative agendas I have seen during my entire time in Congress. And my Republican colleagues know this. They know Joe Biden is a good man and that Donald Trump is a criminal. So they want to put something on the other side of the scale because they know that Trump's guilty as hell. Donald Trump tried to blackmail a foreign head of state to dig up political dirt on Joe Biden. Donald Trump tried to overturn an election because he lost to Joe Biden, sending a violent mob here to the Capitol on January 6th to try to stop the certification of the election. Donald Trump's kids stole money from a cancer charity. Donald Trump's son-in-law took $2 billion from the Saudi government in a deal so shady that it would make even Richard Nixon blush. Donald Trump has been indicted more times than he's been elected. And it's clear to me why Republicans are going after Joe Biden and trying to drag his name through the mud. They want to help normalize Donald Trump's corruption and criminality. They want to convince people that everyone does it, so it doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Everyone doesn't do it, and it does matter. There's no comparison, none whatsoever, between the decency, civility, and public service of Joe Biden and the criminality, corruption, and abuse of power of Donald Trump. Republicans launched this absurd inquiry almost a year ago, and here's what we've learned. We've learned that this investigation has received extraordinary cooperation from the Biden administration and has yielded mountains of proof that all confirms President Biden follows and respects the law. We've learned that President Biden is a good dad, that he loves his son unconditionally. We've learned that his son, Hunter, lost his mom and sister in a terrible car accident. He lost his brother to cancer. This is someone with a lot of trauma in his life and who sadly turned to drugs. And we've seen that Republicans have sought to weaponize that trauma and use it to attack President Biden and his family. Frankly, it's just disgusting. I mean, we literally had Marjorie Taylor Greene hold up explicit photos of Hunter Biden at a committee hearing. And it's unclear to me whether Republicans are so full of it that they actually believe this stuff or it's all for show. But either way, I find it to be so awful and just really offensive and, quite frankly, rotten. And after 10 months of digging and tens of thousands of pages of documents, all Republicans have proven is that President Biden did nothing wrong. But they don't care that they've found no evidence, because for them, this is all just about weaponizing and abusing the impeachment process in order to hurt President Biden. Quote, "They did it to me." That's what Trump said in an interview a few months ago. I further quote, "And had they not done it to me, I think," and nobody officially said this, but I think had they not done it to me, perhaps you wouldn't have it being done to them, end quote. Now let that sink in. The whole impeachment stunt is happening because the former president demanded that MAGA extremists in Congress impeach Joe Biden. They don't care about the evidence. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about the damage this will do to our country or to this institution. Quote, "Either impeach the bum or fade into oblivion." That's what the former president says on social media. Either impeach the bum or fade into oblivion. So that's why we're here today. Let's be honest, we're here because Donald Trump asked you, no, demanded that you be here today to bring this inquiry forward. That is why we're here. Dozens and dozens of Republicans, and even Fox News hosts, let that sink in, have bluntly admitted that there's no evidence to support impeaching President Biden and have instead lamented that pursuing impeachment is not good for the country. Over the course of this year-long fishing expedition, because this is not beginning today, you've been doing this for over a year, House Republicans have poured over tens of thousands of pages of documents and financial records provided by the administration, have interviewed witnesses for dozens and dozens of hours, yet nothing they have revealed has supported their wild conspiracy theories and debunked the allegations. Nevertheless, here we are. But I think it's important to point out that this is a waste of time. I'm going to give you the words of Republicans. Don't take my word for it. Speaker Mike Johnson reportedly told his own colleagues, quote, that there is insufficient evidence to initiate formal impeachment proceedings. Rep. Mike McCall admitted, "We don't have the evidence." That's his quote. Ken Buck, our colleague, "The evidence for impeachment doesn't exist right now." He also said, "I haven't seen any evidence linking Hunter Biden's activities to Joe Biden. And I'm not convinced that the evidence exists." Rep. Dusty Johnson said, there's a constitutional and legal test that you have to meet with evidence when it comes to impeachment, but he has not seen that evidence. John Curtis, my bar for impeachment is incredibly high. For me, it's all about, is there an impeachable offense, and is there evidence of an impeachable offense? And when asked if he had seen anything that comes close to that bar, his answer was, quote, no. Darrell Issa, the former House Oversight Chair, said the actual participation by the Vice President and now President that still has to be discovered and or nailed down. Lisa McClain, when asked if the House Republicans, after nearly a year of investigation, had uncovered any improperly influenced policy decisions by President Biden, said, quote, the short answer is no. I mean, I could be here all day reading quotes from your colleagues, Republicans, who basically have publicly admitted this is a waste of time after a year, after a year. So let's be honest. We are here because Donald Trump ordered you to be here. He wants to finish the job. We're not here because there's any smoke. We're here basically because this is what the former disgraced president wants from you. And with that, I ask unanimous consent to insert into the record several pages of recent Republican quotes basically saying this is no evidence and a waste of time.